Hi everyone. So today I'm going to take you through asset disposal and I'm going to take you through it in 5 steps. I know, it's simple and it's so easy when you follow these 5 steps. Remember, when we sell an asset, we technically say we're disposing of an asset. It's a fancy way of saying we're selling an asset. Okay, so just to put you through the basics, disposals are found in your statement of financial position under your fixed asset note. So in your fixed asset note, you have balance at the beginning of the year, movements for the year, and then balance at the end of the year. Under movements for the year, you'll have disposals. Okay. Disposals figure will always be the book value figure. Don't forget that. Okay, if I'm taking you through the steps, remember 5 easy steps. Do this every time and you'll nail asset disposal. I can guarantee you. Okay, so step number 1, you got to move your cost price from your assets account to the asset disposal account. Basically, you do this. You debiting your asset disposal with the cost price of your vehicle and you crediting your vehicle account with the cost price. So it writes it off. It equals 0 at the end. Your vehicle asset will equal 0 at the end of it because you don't have that asset anymore. So you cannot have a value for that asset. Okay, step number 2. You got to calculate depreciation for the current year. So always remember, depreciation is month sensitive. So if you're selling this asset 6 months into your financial year, you got to depreciate that asset for 6 months of the year. Okay, so always depreciate up until the day that you sell that asset. With that, you got to debit depreciation and credit accumulated depreciation for that asset. Step number 3 is you moving your accumulated depreciation to your asset disposal account. Okay, so basically we got to write off the accumulated depreciation for this asset. So we got to make our accumulated depreciation account equal 0. So by doing that, we have to debit our accumulated depreciation and credit our asset disposal account with the total accumulated depreciation until the day that you sell that asset. So if in the beginning of the financial year it tells you accumulated depreciation for your asset was 50,000, and then the depreciation that we calculate in step 2, we got to add that depreciation calculated in step 2 to the accumulated depreciation at the beginning of the year. Okay, we debit our accumulated depreciation and we credit our asset disposal account. Step number 4, we got to record the selling price. So we're always going to sell this asset, whether we sell it for a loss or a profit. We've got to record that money is coming into our business or our company. When we sell this asset, we got to debit what we sold it to or what we sold it for, and we got to credit our asset disposal account. So debit, it can be debit bank, debit creditors, debit debtors control, debit drawings, debit donations, but you always credit the asset disposal account. Step number 5, this is maybe a little bit more technical in calculating whether we've made a profit on this sale or we've made a loss on this sale. Okay, so now if it's a profit, our profit will always be in the sense that what we sold it for is more than what the asset's worth. Okay, so what the asset is worth is the book value, and what we sold it for was more than the book value. If this is the case, then we debit our asset disposal and we credit our profit on sale. Remember, profits and incomes increase on the credit side. Okay, now if it's a loss on the other hand, this means that we sold it for less than what it's actually worth. So the selling price is less than the book value. Okay, if this is the case, then we debit our loss on sale and credit our asset disposal. Remember, loss on sale is an expense, and an expense increases on the debit side. So now we've got a new loss that is increased, and it's going to decrease our net profit at the end of the day. So we write it as a debit and loss on sale because it's an expense. Okay, remember that calculating your profit and loss can sometimes be the balancing figure in your asset disposal general ledger. So remember where to plot these and how to plot these. Remember, if you're debiting asset disposal, you need to debit asset disposal's T account with the contra account. Be sure to stay tuned and keep connected on all my social medias to see the next video where I go through an example using the 5 steps in an exercise.